My lord, I have a question.
Ask, my child.
Why do we look like we're in an Italian painting right now?
Because,
Our story takes us back to the 14th century, a time when the world was undergoing a massive transformation. Italy, once home to the Roman Empire, had now become the cradle of a new movement, a movement we call the Renaissance, meaning rebirth. But how did Italy become the starting point of this transformation? Well, let me tell you.
time warriors!
Italy was filled with the remnants of the past. Just look at the Colosseum, or those ancient temples and magnificent statues. It's as if every corner of this land held a story from the Roman Empire. These artifacts inspired artists and architects who wanted to revive that past glory.
Hey, you! What? Do you see the majesty and grandeur of the Colosseum?
Yes?
Then why don't you care about it?
But it wasn't just the buildings that were remnants of Rome. Ancient books and writings were also preserved like treasures in libraries. Works of authors like Cicero and Virgil, or great philosophers like Seneca. Scholars of that time began rereading these texts and said,
Damn it, I need to write something like this too.
Another major event that had a huge impact was the fall of Constantinople to the Ottoman Empire. Byzantine scholars fled with ancient Greek texts and came to Italy. They were the ones who introduced works by Aristotle, Plato, and others to Europeans.
These are the famous works of Plato. Would you like us to introduce them to you?
Oh, sure. Why not?
Then let us stay here.
Now let's talk about Florence, a city of wealthy families that played a big role in the rise of the Renaissance. For example, the Medicis. This family amassed great wealth through banking, but they didn't keep all that money for themselves. They understood the importance of art and knowledge. That's why they supported artists and scholars, turning Florence into the heart of the Renaissance. Lorenzo de' Medici, a nobleman known as Lorenzo the Magnificent, helped Michelangelo, da Vinci, and Botticelli create timeless masterpieces.
This art isn't just for today. We are creating something people will talk about for thousands of years.
With your support, any stone can become a masterpiece. Italy at that time wasn't a unified country. Each city was like a small independent state, from Florence and Venice to Milan and Genoa. These city-states maintained their independence and each became a center of power and wealth. This independence had a major advantage. Each city, in healthy competition, tried to surpass the others. The result? Progress in trade, art, and even science. If Florence was the heart of the Renaissance, Venice was its soul, a city built on water, with canals bustling with trade and activity. Thanks to its geographical position in the Adriatic Sea, Venice became a major trade hub. The wealth it accumulated from both the East and the West laid the foundation for its art and culture. One of the most important factors in the development of the Renaissance was Italy's connection to the Islamic world. Trade cities like Venice and Genoa were situated right in the middle of the east-west trade routes. But it wasn't just goods that were exchanged. Knowledge and culture traveled these routes too.
I can't believe it! This is the famous canon of medicine?
You guessed right, Habibi.
Medical knowledge, mathematics, astronomy, and philosophy flowed from the Islamic world to Italy. For instance, Ibn Sina's Canon of Medicine, which remained a standard reference for European doctors for centuries, was translated into Latin during this period. Even scientific tools like the astrolabe, which had been developed by Muslim scholars, made their way to Europe. These tools inspired new ideas for studying the skies and the earth.
I heard Muslims use this for astronomical work.
That is right. The instructions are in a book I bought from Muslim traders. One of the defining features of the Renaissance was a philosophical movement called Humanism, a new perspective that put humans and their capabilities at the center of attention. Unlike the Middle Ages, where theology and church doctrines dominated, this era celebrated human talent, reason, and creativity. Francesco Petrarch, known as the father of humanism, was one of the pioneers of this movement. He was passionate about ancient texts and said, Greece and Rome had such an alluring love for wisdom and beauty. We must bring that back to life.
Is there anyone else who thinks like me?
The answer was yes. Petrarch wasn't alone. Thinkers like Leonardo da Vinci expanded these ideas by translating Greek and Roman texts. This movement was like a small spark that slowly grew into a roaring flame, lighting up the entire world. During the Renaissance, Italy was also the center of the Catholic Church. Unlike some other places where the Church abused its power, in Italy, it became a major supporter of art and culture. One of the first popes who played a significant role in this was Pope Nicholas V. He loved the grandeur of ancient Rome and wanted to bring that glory back. He initiated projects to rebuild the city and founded the Vatican Library, which became filled with classical and religious texts.
Roma must return to its former glory. This place should be the cradle of art, science, and faith.
The grandeur of the past will be revived with knowledge and art, Holy Father. Later, other popes commissioned more timeless works of art. For example, Pope Julius II, who ordered the construction of St. Peter's Basilica and a painting of the Sistine Chapel ceiling, a masterpiece created by Michelangelo that became one of the greatest artistic achievements in history.
Pay close attention. This ceiling must reflect the grandeur of the Creator and the creativity of humanity.
The popes and the Catholic Church, by supporting arts and science, opened a new chapter in history. The Renaissance was not just an intellectual movement, but a union of faith and creativity, something that continues to inspire the world. So now you understand why it all started in Italy. Its historical foundation, perfect geographical position, support from the wealthy and the church, connections to other cultures, and all the factors we mentioned came together to make Italy the birthplace of the Renaissance. Thank you for watching this video. Now that you've made it this far, do us a favor and hit the like and subscribe buttons. It'll make us really happy. Don't forget to share your valuable thoughts in the comments. Till the next video, goodbye.